Are you someone who finds investments complex and not sure what investments best suits your needs and goals? If yes, then this video is for you. Hi, this is Naval Painoli and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss how to simplify your investments. By simply following few steps, you can streamline your investment strategies and make sure it is easy to achieve your financial goals. So let's get started. First is to identify your financial goals. Any life goal that can be expressed in terms of money is a financial goal. Goals can be anything. Can be like purchasing a car, purchasing a house, early retirement, going for a vacation, paying off your loans and starting a business. It can be anything. Just understand what are your goals. Once you know your goals, financial goals, next is to categorize them into short term or long term. Any goal that you want to achieve in the next 5 years is a short term goal, beyond 5 years is a long term goal. So, categorize these goals into short term and long term, less than 5 years or beyond 5 years. Just two buckets, less than 5 or beyond 5 years. So once you've categorized the goals based on duration, less than 5 and more than 5, next is to understand what investments goes well for which goal. So short term there'll be a different investment, long term there'll be a different investment. For short term, we have to focus on investments which are very less in risk. Something like a fixed deposit, a recurring deposit, debt mutual fund, post office scheme. Here the risk is less, so the returns are moderate. The focus should be when I need the money, I should get anything that I've invested and beyond that. So if I've invested 1 lakh, I should get minimum 1 lakh and something beyond that, right? Don't invest in risky options so that you have to take a loss, right? For long term, here the focus should be on building wealth. It can be like building wealth, retirement, kids education. So the idea is that you have to invest into schemes which beats inflation. Something like equity mutual fund, gold, real estate, public provident fund. So this is after taxes, right? Whether they beat inflation. What is inflation? Inflation is the rate at which things around me are becoming expensive. So anything that around me, right? A couple of years back they were much cheaper. So similarly, even my investment also should grow. So if I'm planning to buy a house, and if I'm saving money for that, the rate at which my house price is increasing should be lesser than my investment rates, right? My investment should grow faster than the way the house is getting appreciated. So this is what you have to focus when you're doing for long. So once I've understood my duration of my investments, my investment options that I have for short and long term, the next is to understand my risk taking capacity, my risk tolerance, in fact. So let's assume that I'm investing for a longer period of time. I want to buy a house in the next 6 years, and I have got some investments and I know how much money I need to invest. But now I'm trying to understand what investment options should I go with. So definitely equity will be more riskier than investing in a PPF or probably with gold as well. So this is where I need to understand my risk taking capacity. So everyone risk taking capacity is different based on their current financial condition, based on their commitments, right? Family commitments probably. So there is no right or wrong here, right? It's just personal to you. So understand what are you comfortable in. So this is very important. The objective is to make sure that when the market is going up and down, right? If you have invested in equity, so and if there is a fall, so can you take that risk or not, right? Are you equipped to take the risk or not? So based on that is what you need to focus on your investments. So this also is very crucial in terms of selecting what investments is what you take. In most of the times we want to take less risk and we want to get high returns, and that is not there, right? So they correlate equally. The higher risk you take, the higher returns you get. The lesser risk you take, the less return is what you should expect. So this is something that you definitely have to keep in mind, because most of us, we would never keep this in mind, and this is where we go wrong, right? And even we are sold also in similar way. Okay, yeah, this is a great investment, it's been giving you 15, 20%, 30% return, but they're not talking about risk to you. So risk is also very important. Please make sure that you keep in the risk tolerance level, which is personal to you, right, in focus when you're choosing your investment option. So once you have done all the categorization, now next is to make sure that we automate our investments. So see, goals is all about you're giving certain duration to yourself, right? You want to achieve in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So every month you have to go and invest. Best way is to put it in autopilot. So let's assume that I am doing a recurring deposit for my short-term investments, and I know the exactly what amount I want to do my recurring deposits. Every month the money would automatically get deducted from my bank account and it would go to the investment account in the recurring deposit, right? Or if I'm doing an SIP is systematic investment plan, where in mutual funds you can invest a portion and automatically the money gets moved from your bank account to your mutual fund account. So these kind of things you can choose, try to automate as possible, because we don't want to keep going and keep investing every month, right? So you need to choose a date for the auto payment somewhere which is close to your salary date in 2 or 3 days time. Let's assume you're getting your salary on 1st. On 5th is what you can set up all of these auto investments. The more you automate, the higher chances are there that you would stick to your goals, and chances are there that you would keep on investing, and you will not even be bothered about the ups and downs or the rates at which outside market is showing, right? It'll just keep you aligned in terms of your goals, and you don't have to worry about your investments. The final step is to review your investments. So yes, we need to understand that our investments strategy are aligned with our goals, risk tolerance. So we have to review our performance of our investments for the past year based on certain benchmarks. So every investments, there are benchmarks. You can just Google them, what investments you have done and what are the benchmarks. So we need to make sure that our investment is not falling beyond the benchmark. So, and again, the reason we are doing this is not to take action, but just to be aware that how my investments are currently doing and whether they are aligned with my own financial situation, my goals, as well as the market condition. So those were the steps to simplify your investments. Let me summarize it for you. First is to identify your financial goal. Next is to categorize them into short-term and long-term, which is less than 5 years and more than 5 years. Then we need to understand what are the investment options for each of my goal. And the next step is to understand your risk tolerance. Whether this is investment option that I'm having, which investment option is best suited for me based on my risk-taking capacity. Then is to automate my investment, make sure that my investments are in autopilot mode. And finally is review my investments once in a year. That's it. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel for finance related tips, and let me know in comments what topic you want me to simplify for you. Until next time, happy simplifying. Take care.